Welcome to Hello World series. Today we will see how to call a servlet from JavaScript. Problem statement is very simple here. We have JavaScript code, we have servlet code. We want to call servlet method either doGet or doPost from JavaScript. So we will see how to call these methods from JavaScript. They will be with get or post or get with Ajax or post with Ajax, and we will retrieve the common response from servlet. It will be rendered onto the browser. Let's see how to code this application. We have one servlet here, we have two JSPs. To make it simpler, I have divided my code into two JSPs. One is with plain get and post, and one is with get and post with Ajax. And this servlet entry is present in web.xml. So let's see the JSP code. This is very simple JSP. We have one form, ID is hello world form. We have one text box, and user is going to enter name into this text box, and the same we are going to pass on to the server, and servlet will process the request depending on the get or post method type. This is one button do get, this is one button do post. Whichever button I click, the respective method will be called. Method is common, but the only difference is the method type which we are passing on the click of either of these buttons, right? So we have this JavaScript function here. What we are doing is we are fetching the form, we are specifying the action, method, and submit. Action here is js underscore servlet, which is our context root, and this servlet. Before we execute this program, let's see what this servlet is all about. It's very simple again. One do get method, one do post method, both are doing the same thing. We are fetching output stream from response object, and then we are printing on that stream with one message. Message here is get method and parameter value which we are passing from JavaScript. Again here post method and the parameter value. So let's see how it behaves, and before we execute this, let's have a discussion. I have given only name attribute here, not ID attribute. If I just change it to ID attribute, this example is not going to work, and instead null value will be passed from browser to server, because browser, what will it do is it will scan this form and it will fetch all the fields. Whichever field has name attribute, they will be picked up for server processing while sending the request. So here I have used name, and let's see how to execute this and what is the behavior once we execute. Here is my application. So let me pass Arpit here. This is doGet. This response is coming from our servlet, and as you can see, our uname equal to Arpit is being passed by browser to server. We are not passing it because it just knows that what's the method type. Let me type arpitj and do post, and see here there is no URL string, only servlet is mentioned. So browser is deciding how to send the values to server. So this is pretty simple case. Now one drawback is here, because when I click on doGet or doPost, my page is refreshed. I want to avoid that. How to do that? We can use Ajax mechanism for that. So let me explain. This is ajax.jsp we have created, same form. Only one difference here is I have created one more div. So what will happen is when I submit my request, servlet will return the response, and the same whatever response we are getting from servlet, we will interpret it using our Ajax code, and I'll fill this my div area, this division, with that response. Let's see how do we do that. Again we have the same thing. We have one input text box. Here I am taking ID, because in Ajax it will not take care of sending parameters. I have to do myself. So instead of name, I picked up ID, because that will be easy for me to fetch the value in JavaScript. We have created one JavaScript function here called servlet with Ajax. It's a common function for get and post. Only difference again here is we are passing get or post. So let's see how this function is behaving. This is my method type, and this is one variable I have declared this for Ajax. I'll use this variable for all the communication with my server. This we'll discuss little later, and this is also will discuss in a while. Before that, first let us discuss this snippet of code. What we are doing here is I'm preparing the parameters. As I told you that uh, when we are using Ajax, my browser will not take care of this sending parameters, so we have to do it ourselves. Yeah, if you are going to use any framework like jQuery or Angular or any other framework, those frameworks will take care of this parameter setting for you. But as we are using plain JavaScript and plain Ajax, we have to do it ourselves. I'm checking here whether my method type is post or get, because if it is get, I simply have to open one connection to this servlet, and I have to append this params using question mark into URL string. We all know that this is the way we send the request to get, and this is the asynchronous flag which I'm setting is true. You can set it as false also, but that will not achieve a real Ajax benefit here, because if server is taking some time like 2 minutes or some considerable time to process the request, in the meantime user will be blocked from doing any operation on the screen, so it will not be real asynchronous experience for the user. So it is recommended to use true whenever we are using any Ajax communication. Let's see how we are writing post. Again, post, we are doing the same thing. We are opening a connection, nothing different, but here we don't have to pass the parameter in URL. This is the major basic difference between get and post. And for post, we have to set this request header, which is a content type, and xwww form URL encoded. What will it do? It will take care of encoding any special characters or spaces while submitting request to server. So again we have to do that because we are using plain JavaScript and Ajax. Otherwise it will be taken care by our browser if you go with normal post. As you would have seen here, we have not done anything like that header setting, but this is the Ajax we are writing ourselves, Ajax basic code, so we'll have to take care of this header. And again, this is a difference between get and post. In get we were passing parameters like this, but in post we have to pass a parameter in send method itself, right? So let me execute this example also, and you have to observe it carefully here. When I am passing AJ and click on do get, whether page is getting refreshed or not, you have to verify. See, you're not seeing any difference, it's like seamless, right? Let me type AJ in here and call do post. See, page is not refreshed, right? If you do the same thing, let me repeat the demo for hello world. If you repeat the same thing for do get, page is refreshed and it looks like it's going on another page because this is generated by servlet. But in Ajax case, it's seamless, it's very smooth, right? So this is the benefit of Ajax. You can, you don't have you don't have your user to wait for the response. Whenever response is there, you will your browser will keep on pulling to the server, and whenever response is back, browser will have this code which we have written, and then this response will be processed. So what we are doing here is we are checking whether our response is ready. So if it is ready, state is 4, and we got 200 OK response from server, then I'm fetching this response text and filling my div inner HTML with that response, so that this area will be filled with the response returned by servlet. One more thing I promised you that we'll discuss later. This is the code which we are writing for browser support. Suppose I am using IE5, earlier versions like 5 and 6, or advanced versions like 8, 9, 7 plus, or any other browser like Chrome, Opera, or Safari, any other browser. So this is the code, because IE 5 and 6 versus other browsers have a difference how to create XML HTTP request object, right? So this is not very important, because nowadays people have started using latest uh, Internet Explorer versions or any other advanced browsers, but still if you want to be safe, you can include this code, right? So that's all I have, what I wanted to discuss in this tutorial. Maybe in other tutorials we'll discuss more about how to call a servlet from a servlet, or how to call a JSP from a servlet, and vice versa. So thank you so much for watching.